Today, a Thanksgiving Day rivalry as the Asbury Park Blue Bishops host the Neptune Scarlet Flyers. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mark Rossman along with Glenn Davis, welcoming to you to our Thanksgiving Day game between the Asbury Park Blue Bishops and the Neptune Scarlet Flyers. And Glenn, this has been a traditional rivalry. Both these teams warming up just a couple of minutes ago seemed very up for this ball game today, and it should be a good ball game between these two very competitive clubs.
Well, it should be a good ball game. Both teams have a lot to shoot for. Asbury's about 3 points away from a playoff berth that they feel they should have gotten but in a game that they lost. Neptune going for a winning season at 5-4, so it should be a good shootout today.
There's a lot of pride on the line in this ball game because, as we've said, these teams are longtime rivals. For Asbury Park, which has come up with a record of 5-3 this season, a lot of improvement for Coach Leroy Hayes' club. They were a very young team with only 2 returning starters coming in. Asbury Park not out yet on the field as you took a look at Neptune, but the Asbury Park team that we'll see today has shown a great deal of maturity over the course of the season. For Neptune, they come in with a record of 4-4, but you know, the teams that they have lost to read like a who's who among shore conference football leaders. In 1988, they've lost to Manalapan, Middletown South, Ocean, and Matawan. And Neptune has been very competitive in all of those games. And there's Coach John Amabile. So he certainly wants his seniors and the rest of his club to go out with a winning season. And they'll have to post a win today to achieve that. Right now from Asbury Park, our national anthem. Cold, clear Thanksgiving Day here in Asbury Park. You see the lake in the background right behind the field, the wind coming in off the lake and chilling the fans, but not their spirits because they're ready for a good ball game between the Scarlet Flyers and the Blue Bishops. And we're going to have a really nice crowd on hand. Both these clubs enjoy a terrific community support. As you take a look at the team records, Neptune 4-4. As we mentioned, those 4 teams that they lost to have a combined record of 30 wins and 5 losses. In their last outings, Neptune a winner over Marlborough in the Shore Conference K-North game, and Asbury Park defeating Allentown. And here come the Blue Bishops. Asbury Park at 5 up and 3 down. The Shore Conference C Division co-champions along with Homedale.
You really have to tip your hat to Coach Hayes and his staff for we had that game earlier in the season in which it was a real disaster for them against Freehold Borough, and they've come back very nicely the rest of the season. As I said before, I was talking with one of the assistant coaches, and he had mentioned that they feel as though they were 3 points away from being in the state playoffs this year again.
Was a team, as we said, for Coach Leroy Hayes, which did not have a lot of veterans coming back. 7 letter winners and 2 returning starters. But once again, he has taken the team and molded them into a winning unit. And things certainly look bright for the future for Asbury Park's football team. Coach Leroy Hayes and his staff with an excellent job in 1988. This was a team, he told me during the week, he did not expect it to win 5 ball games, but they kept their heads up after some tough losses and were able to turn it around. In just a a couple of minutes away from the kickoff. Last year, in the meeting between these two clubs, Asbury Park won the ball game. So Neptune would like to make up for that. Asbury Park won 29-17 a year ago in front of a really big crowd in Neptune. The captain's coming out to the middle of the field, and the rest of the seniors as well. Instead of the usual 2 or 3 captains, all the seniors represented. It's Robbie White and Tom Carroll of Neptune, Larry Johnson and Kenneth Davis of Asbury Park shaking hands there in the middle of the field. And the rest of the seniors as well represented. A lot of enthusiasm on the field before this game among both these clubs. A lot of friendships, and players know each other. Year-end games like this, Glenn, the Thanksgiving rivalry, typically played between 2 neighboring teams or even 2 high schools from the same town. There's usually a lot of friendships, a lot of the kids know each other, so there's a lot on the line in games like this.
Well, there's a lot of talk that goes on, and of course, you know, football being a big thing in the community, in both communities now, it's a year of bragging rights, and it's a big thing in any town, and especially in this area.
Also brings some of the alumni back. As we look around the stands today, we notice a lot of varsity jackets with graduating classes of years gone by, and that's sometimes the only game that alumni can make during the season as they come home from various places around the country is the Thanksgiving Day game. And so this game does have a lot of meaning for a lot of people. We're right near the train tracks, and it may be a holiday, but a lot of people still on the move. The need to get to where they're going.
Busiest day of the year.
So we're just a minute or so away from the kickoff. This meeting between Asbury Park and Neptune, and this is a game that pits Neptune, a Group 4 school, the largest classification in the state, against Asbury Park, a Group 1 school, the smallest classification in the state, but that doesn't mean a heck of a lot to these clubs today. They just want to play some hard-nosed football, and that's what they'll do.
A lot of fine athletes.
Asbury Park will be kicking off. Neptune will have it on offense. And we're just waiting for that little cannon to be set off in honor of this ball game. Number 53 is Gerald Perry. He will kick off for Asbury Park. And back deep for Neptune, Ron Johnson, Stanley Eskridge, and Tony Williams. Jones, the deep man back for Neptune. And we have the cannon, and this is Jones fumbling the ball, but one of the Neptune men picks it up and breaks it up to the outside, and that's where Neptune will have the ball. Making the return, number 20, Cedric Smith. So Neptune will have the ball first and 10 as you take a look at their backs and receivers. The Scarlet Flyers will go from their own 33-yard line. Big guys up front. White in motion, and this is Pugh on the first carry of the game for the 33. Bruce Pugh breaking it all the way down to the Blue Bishops' 46-yard line. Neptune off to a good start, and And you take a look at the first play.
Now they run a little short, unbalanced here. That's a pitch to view, and he almost breaks it for a long score. Some great execution on that play by Neptune.
Neptune on second down from the Asbury Park 42. Runs into his own man, Derek Jones, but not before getting down to the 25. There's a look at Robbie White giving his club a first down, and Hugh trying to get to the outside, pushed out of bounds.
Neptune seems to be working the short side of the field there now on their 3 or 4 big gainers that they've had early in the game. Now,
we'll look at the Asbury Park defense. Second down and 10 for Neptune. That was Hugh breaking up the middle and inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Gain of 5 on that play will set up 3rd and 5. Neptune not wasting any time. Quarterback Ed Lowe gives to Robbie White. White breaks through into the secondary inside the 10.
Neptune went unbalanced into the short side of the field again. Just ran an off-tackle play with Robbie White running hard. You'll see it right here. They go into that slot unbalanced, and some nice blocking, and Robbie White finishing off the run very well.
First and goal from the 8. This is Hugh breaking down near the goal line. Neptune on its first drive took the kickoff at its own 33, and now with a second and goal from the Asbury 1.
Straight dive to View, and they open up a huge hole, and they're just running over people.
Second and goal from the 1. White trying to break over the plane, did not do it. As the Asbury Park defense rising to the occasion, stacking them up at the line of scrimmage.
Down on the goal line, things tightened up here a little bit, and the submarining job by the Asbury Park defensive line on that, not giving up that much ground.
3rd and goal from the 1. Movement on the left side of the line.
Got all sides on number 22, I think it was, for Asbury. Getting a little anxious there. Thirty-two.
32, Dennis Foster, the linebacker. So it'll still be 3rd and goal for Neptune. They give to White, and White is in for the touchdown. 9 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Robbie White has given Neptune a 6-0 lead. There's a look at it on the replay as White cracked off right tackle.
They seem to be attacking that same spot now, and straight pass with Robbie White taking it in. Great line surge by Neptune on that.
Number 6, Caesar Dwyer, the kicker, calls timeout. And Neptune had not enough men on the field, and Dwyer noticed that. In fact, I think they were missing 2 players. So we'll have a timeout with 9:14 to play in the first quarter. Neptune leads 6-0.